For 30 years, Parkhead Housing Association has been striving to improve the quality of homes in the East End of Glasgow. With properties from Parkhead Cross to Celtic Park, it's been a major undertaking. Now the latest development gets underway on the site of a former bingo hall in the shadow of Parkhead Forge shopping centre. It's a milestone in the regeneration of the area.
This is our latest development, £4 million worth of investment in regenerating the East End of Glasgow. We're delighted with it, but it is just a milestone. There are many other milestones that we're planning in the future, such as the business that we're in and the dynamic that is Parkhead Housing Association.
Work on the project was formally started by the Secretary of State for Scotland, who has close personal links with Parkhead.
I had family in this area and I come back regularly. And the rebirth and regeneration of the area. Look, the people are brilliant. They're kind of fantastic spirit, but they were let down by the quality of the fabric in the housing. There are too many people still in poorer quality homes who kind of want to move, who are bringing up children or who are retired, who are entitled to a decent home. The City of Glasgow, over the years, changed the shape of housing across the whole of the UK with Maxton's Housing Act, I think, 84 years ago or so. And we're continuing now to change the face of housing in Glasgow, and Parkhead Housing Association is a crucial part of that.
And he's not the only politician to have close links with the area.
Well, my family originate from the East End of Glasgow. I spent a long time travelling here to visit my grandmother, and there's never been a time that the people of the East End could be as confident or as ambitious about the future, not just because of the games, but because of the great work that the social housing movement has been doing in creating a better environment, the fact that the private sector have invested in the area, and of course there will be new major employers as a result of things like the National Sports Arena, of the Clyde Gateway project, £53 million already in the bank being spent to create new homes, to create office space, to create jobs for local people.
A lot has already been achieved here in Parkhead. Old tenements like this have been demolished and replaced by modern houses like these. On the site of old industries like the Beardmore Works, there's now a play park.
Well, over the last 30 years, there has been a dramatic change in Parkhead. From the old tenements we used to have, refurbished them all, and we're now starting new build quite a few years ago. We're really up and going. Put it this way: if we can get the money, we'll do anything.
I think we're a go-ahead organisation that is after 30 years we're still fighting to improve things for the people in Parkhead and the East End, and I think we've done a lot in the 30 years, but there's still a lot to do.
Our ambitions are firmly based on the ground. Our feet are firmly on the ground with this. We will not raise expectations we can't deliver, and everything you've seen round the posters and the drawings round the wall are all achievable, and we have funding in place from the private sector to pay for our share. The important thing is that the government can and should put more money into developments like us, and we can deliver. Not only will we be building homes for people to live in and grow with their families and feel safe in, but to build them we'll be generating employment, and we'll be generating income from the City Council and council tax and that sort of thing, and it will stabilise the local community.
Something that will greatly help to achieve all of that will be the Commonwealth Games in 2014. Parkhead is expected to gain most from their legacy.
Well, I'm delighted to have played my small role in ensuring that the Commonwealth Games facilities are mainly located in the East End of Glasgow. And just less than a quarter of a mile from here is going to be one of the largest ever investments in sports infrastructure and in the Commonwealth Games village. There's real potential here in the East End, and I think local people here feel that we've turned the corner, but we must continue to provide that investment to make sure it lasts for a long, long time ahead.
The Commonwealth Games will last just a few days, but the legacy should last decades, and I think Parkhead will benefit more than most as a consequence of these Commonwealth Games, and we need to get that right, which is why the work that Stephen Purcell's doing as City Council leader is so important, and I'm continuing to work with him in partnership, because the Commonwealth Games is about teamwork, but the build-up towards the Commonwealth Game is about a Team Glasgow approach, and I'm delighted to be part of that.
The East End of Glasgow has waited 3 decades for this moment, for something really big to come along that doesn't just change the face of the East End, but we'll make sure that there will be a lasting legacy for the people here, whether it's the new homes we see, whether it's the opportunities through apprenticeships and employment, with all the construction work that's going on. The games will not be a success, they'll not be judged a success by Glaswegians unless people feel they were part of it and they saw their lives changed, and I'm determined that happens.
I would like to see the legacy of the games being that the people of the East End, the people of Parkhead, are given the opportunity to use these facilities and improve things for themselves.
Through the years, Parkhead's been hard hit by Scotland's industrial decline. But today there's a tangible sense of optimism in the air. The people of Parkhead have glimpsed the future and they like what they see.
We've done a lot in 30 years, but there's still a lot to do, and I think we want to make sure that Parkhead's there doing it.
That's that, yeah, definitely. You know, as Susan says, no, we're here. I want to see more done. And
the job's not finished yet.
No.
There's still a lot to do.
I just talked about the Commonwealth Games, you know, we want jobs for young people.
The East End of Glasgow will be regenerated and live again the way it did many years ago before the industry left the area. We can do that, we can play our part, but we need help to do that, and the whole emphasis is on the government, and the government should invest because it's an easy way of regenerating the economy. We'll get plans for the next 10 years, again achievable plans. We keep our feet on the ground and deliver what we say we deliver. And we can do it, and we're not the only organisation, there's other housing associations can do the same, but for us in the East End of Glasgow, right in the heart of the East End at Parkhead Cross, a great Glasgow phrase is, we're chuffed to bits, and we'll deliver.